Hi, it's Mary, and I'm checking my audio. Hello? I don't hear anything.
Hi, can you hear me? Hello?
Karen?
Yes.
Yes.
I can hear you, but John, you can hear me as well?
Yes, I can hear you. Your audio is good. Karen is
Okay.
good.
Thank
John
you.
is good.
Thank you.
Can you hear me, John?
Yeah, you're good, Carmel.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Miss Roswell. Hello.
Hey, Reverend Brad. Uh-oh, we can't hear him.
Can't hear anybody. I can't hear. Hello?
We can hear you.
Amen, Miss Porterfield.
I'm here. I can't hear anybody else. I don't know if anybody's saying anything yet.
We are hearing you. We're about to start, Reverend. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the City Caucus meeting to order for Monday, September the 28th, 2020, together. We have 6 items for consideration this evening. If the clerk can please read item number 1.
Item number 1 for original consideration. Resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a sales tax agreement with Schenectady.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 2, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 2 for original consideration. A resolution approving the CG Schenectady Economic Empowerment Center.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 3, the clerk can please read.
Item number 3 for original consideration. A resolution authorizing the contract between City of Schenectady and the Schenectady Housing Development Fund Corporation.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 4, the clerk can please read.
Item number 4 for original consideration. A resolution authorizing the flat rate permit fee for purchasers of city-owned houses.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 5, the clerk can please read.
Item number 5 for original consideration. A resolution authorizing the transfer of 12 properties to Stura.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 6, the clerk can please read.
Item number 6 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the Commissioner of Finance to set up a code for the construction of the Central Park Greenhouse Storage Building.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent.
Don't have it.
Item number 7 is complete read.
Item number 7 for
Can you
original
still hear me?
a resolution
Okay, just-
authorizing temporary change in managerial vacation leave accrual.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 8, the clerk will please read.
Item number 8 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 8 streets.
Ms. Michael.
I think we lost the audio.
Item number 8 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 8 Elbert Street.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 9, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 9 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 302 Division Street.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 10, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 10 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 319 12th Street.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 11, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 11 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 417 Clayton Road.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 12, the clerk can please read.
Item number 12 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 538 Smith Avenue.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 13, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 13 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 1531 Ardsley Place.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 14, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 14 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 1568 Van Branken Avenue.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 15, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 15 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 1610 Avenue B.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. Item number 16, if the clerk can please read.
Item number 16 for original consideration, a resolution authorizing the sale of 1643 Foster Avenue.
Discussed in committee without objection on consent. If there's nothing more to come before the City Council caucus, I would like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We're adjourned. Thank you. I would like to call the City Council meeting to order from Monday, September the 28th, 2020 to order. And I would like to call on Reverend Brad Jones from the Christ Church for prayer invocation.
This is a prayer for sound government from our Book of Common Prayer. O Lord, our governor, bless the leaders of our land, that we may be a people at peace among ourselves and a blessing to other nations of the earth. Lord, keep this nation under your care. To the presidents and members of the cabinet, to governors of states, mayors of cities, and to all in administrative authority, grant wisdom and grace in the exercise of their duties. To senators and representatives and those who make our laws in states, cities, and towns, give courage, wisdom, and foresight, provide for the needs of all our people, and to fulfill our obligations in the community of nations. To the judges and officers of our courts, give understanding and integrity, that human rights may be safeguarded and justice served. Give grace to your servants, O Lord. And finally, teach our people to rely on your strength, and to accept their responsibilities to their fellow citizens, that they may elect trustworthy leaders and make wise decisions for the well-being of our society, that we may serve you faithfully in our generation and honor your holy name. For yours is the kingdom, O Lord, and you are exalted as head above all. Amen.
Thank you. I would like to call on Ms. Patrick to lead the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Sorry about the dogs.
Thank you. No problem. Ms. Michael, can you please complete the roll call?
Yes. Mr. Kosher,
Here?
Ms. Porterfield,
Here.
Ms. Zaluski Walzunas,
Here.
Ms. Zaluski Walzunas.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Thank you. Ms. Perazzo,
Present.
Ms. Patrick,
Here,
Mr. Palomini,
Here.
Mr. Mutavaran.
Present.
Thank you.
Can I have an approval for the minute for September the 14th, 2020? Moved by
So moved.
second.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Communication and petition from our city clerk.
Communications presented to the City Council for Monday, September 28, 2020. We received an email from Chad Putman thanking the City Clerk for reading more of the public comment submissions, thanking City Council members Marion Porterfield and Carmel Patrick for their attendance at the Schenectady Speak Out rally held on September 13th, and Ms. Porterfield's acknowledgement of the importance of listening to the residents of our city. He also wrote about his disappointment with the virtual meetings, not allowing residents the opportunity to comment during the City Council meetings. He then reminded city residents that there are 3 council seats up for re-election in 2021, and that they will have the opportunity to exercise their civic right by voting and supporting candidates who value their voices. We also received an email from Alex Katesh regarding residents on-street parking paths to save residents costly parking fees and alleviate congestions in areas that do not have a pay-for-parking zone. We received an email from Ellie Pepper requesting that legislation on allowing backyard chickens be revisited. She also asked the City Council consider opening the pavilion year-round to allow for use of the pits for fire for social gatherings, and an email from P.D. Voris stating that she has been unable to access open public on city matters due to cyber sabotage. She challenges the agenda for September 28, 2020. Under petitions, there were none. Thank you.
Thank you. Committee reports from my colleagues. Privilege of the floor related to the legislative agenda. I would like to remind residents to please continue to submit your comments to our city clerk for it to be included in the minute. Can I have an approval for the legislative consent agenda? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
aye,
Aye.
Thank you. Privilege of the floor regarding general city business. Again, I remind residents to please continue to submit your comments to our city clerk for it to be included in the minute. Miscellaneous business of the council. My colleagues, please unmute yourself.
Mr. Mutavaran, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please.
So I just want to, I want to thank Ron Gardner and all of his hard work on the Schenectady Economic Empowerment Zone that we passed tonight. So that was a heavy lift for him, and I'm looking forward to see what comes next with that. I also want to comment on the flat rate fee that residents, when they purchase city-owned property, this will assist in getting the properties expedited to get finished, because at closing, they will receive their building permits. So it's more efficient and effective way to help the process along. And I also want to comment that the sales tax agreement, I feel, was fair and good to all the parties concerned, and appreciate the work with the county. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other colleagues?
Mr. Mudavaren?
Go ahead, Mr. Palomini.
Yes, unfortunately, recently we had a tragedy at the municipal golf course. A gentleman by the name of, I just lost it. I had it in my paper right here. Doug Evans. He had a heart attack. And unfortunately, he later went on to die. He was the tournament director for the Northeast New York PGA section and has done a lot for golf, particularly golf professionals, but a lot in general for golf lately, locally, I should say. He was responsible for administering all the tournaments and pro-ams and junior tour events in the area, and was noted to be a very selfless individual. And the reason I bring this up is because 3 members of our staff really went above and beyond. They ran out on the golf course, and I'm talking about our golf pro, Matt Daly, as well as 2 employees, Ricardo Grevely and Jeff Flora. He's a restaurant employee. And they went out and they performed CPR. They were fortunate that they were able to have a heartbeat by the time paramedics got there. But unfortunately, Mr. Evans passed away. But we really should that's not the right word. We really should acknowledge the activity of Mr. Daly, Ricardo Grevely, and Jeff Flora for their actions. You know, I'm sure it's tough on them having to perform this, and unfortunately the gentleman passing away, especially for Mr. Daly, who knew the gentleman for many years, and just would like to acknowledge the really stepping up and getting out there and performing the CPR from our staff members at the golf course. It's something that they should be acknowledged for, and I just wanted to state that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Palomini. Any other colleagues?
Mr. President.
McMahon?
Go ahead.
Ms. Porterfield.
Okay. First of all, I just want to thank my colleagues and to say that I'm happy we were able to move the resolution through for the change in the managerial vacation. I think it's extremely important, especially in the times we are right now where people are just called to be at work most of the time. And we just, with our staff being as it is, and what we're looking at towards the future. So to be able to have our staff here and able to do the work that they need to do and not worry about losing their vacation time, I think is extremely important. So I'm glad we were able to do that. And I would also like to congratulate Mr. Gardner and all of the partners who work together on the Schenectady Economic Empowerment Center, because it looks like it's something that's going to be extremely beneficial to minority and women-owned and small businesses. I initially had some concerns that it was just going to be about construction, but I did talk to Mr. Gardner about that, and he assured me that it's other small businesses as well. And I think that's extremely important to our city because most of the businesses here are small businesses, and so this will help to assist them in many ways. So I was glad we were able also to make sure that we had language that would make sure that we had all the other funding secured as we put forth the funding to see that this happened. So I'm looking forward to being a wonderful project. Mr. Gardner has been doing a fabulous job since he started with the city. And this is just one more thing that he's been able to bring forward to improve the business opportunities for small businesses and minority and women-owned businesses in the city. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Porter.
Mr. President?
Ms. Patrick?
Yes. I too want to compliment Mr. Gardner. I think it's going to be a great program, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results of it. But I also wanted to mention that there's a new initiative that the Community Foundation for the Greater Capital Region has announced. It's called the Catalysts for Change Leadership Program. They're doing it in conjunction with the Capital Region Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Action Collaborative. It's a free 8-week program designed to try to help make more diversity and inclusiveness on our region's nonprofit boards. So I think it's going to be, they really usually do very excellent programs. I think this is very needed across our nonprofit organizations in the region to be able to bring more diversity to the table. So I encourage people to look for more information at the Community Foundation's website, which is www.cfgcr.org. There's more information on how you can get involved, how you can apply. The program is going to be, this first round, open for 15 people. And like I said, it's being offered free of charge. So it's a really, really great thing. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Any other colleagues? Mayor McCarthy.
The work of the council and helping with the houses that we sold tonight, and council member who represents you at the property disposition meetings as we try and move some of that distressed property back into owner-occupied and more productive use. Also want to remind people that there was some debate about the U.S. Census. That is going to continue through the end of October. So again, people who have not taken the time to either fill out the form manually or go online, you have a little bit more time to do it. And people who have done it, talk to your friends, family, neighbors, pester them, be a little bit pushy. Remind them that they've got to fill that out. It's just so critical, not only for those individuals that reside in Schenectady, but collectively within this region, the state, and the country as a whole. And also just want to thank the command staff at the police department, Mike Sieber, Lieutenant Sanders, Chief Clifford, Commissioner Idens. We finally received the accreditation from New York State Department of Criminal Justice Services for the police department. It was a long time in coming, but again, it reflects the desire to make Schenectady a police department that people look up to, the role that they have to perform within the community, and that it's just good. It was a long process. It now becomes a complementary thing that we can all take pride in, that is in fact part of the history of the department. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, we voted to renew our sales tax agreement with the county, and renewal that we did vote it on this evening is good for the city. And I want to mention this, that for the first time, the city council voted unanimous for our sales tax agreement with the county. So I want to thank my colleagues thank the mayor and his staff and the county and whoever is involved to arrive at this agreement. This agreement is good for the city. We see an increase in revenue. And if we go through this agreement here, it's something that is a benefit to the city. And I applaud everybody who is involved in it, and my colleagues, the official from the city and county, as we move forward to continue to work together with our county colleagues. As we move forward in this 8 years of an agreement, we'll see an increase in our revenue, potentially with over 8 years, almost 23%. And we can see some savings back into our police department and the solar program. And with this here, with the agreement that we're putting in place here this evening, we'll see the continuation of the funding for our libraries within the city of Schenectady, and also available funding towards our park that we can spend as well. Well, made to understand that there's an additional $500,000 that can be spent towards parks in the city of Schenectady that the county is willing to work with us on. So with this agreement, I want to, again, congratulate everybody, and let's, working together, work with this here as a county. We always mention those words. So I want to commend everybody on this. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Good evening.
Aye.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
Have a good night, everybody.
Good night. Mm-mm.